I'm gonna use this phone for this phone's about to die. Let me use this one for my notes. Let's see. I think we should be good. Use this one for my notes. So good evening, and first, thank you to all of our Georgia voters and friends and family members who showed up in numerous ways to ensure that this election would be one in such a historic fashion that we would show the world what Georgia has to say. And so tonight, before we even begin, I want to remind us to remain calm and patient as we wait for election workers to do their job safely. After Georgians have done their part all day long, in really all week long and all month long, all year long, and even before in December of last year, now it is time for us to trust the process and for the people to make democracy work. And so, as we conclude on tonight, and as we begin to watch MSNBC and CNN and Fox News and all the various media outlet channels, I want us to be reminded of three words: that we have to count every vote. And so, as we go into the post-election phase of our operation, it is important that we all understand that the provisional ballot chase operation, which are the ballots that have been counted and or cast but have not been counted for numerous of reasons, we allow the voters to be able to cure those ballots. And so it is critical that we do not make the ballot counting process harder for our election workers or for the chase operations to be complete with one another. And so, in addition to the ballot curing process, we are also very concerned over the ballot counting centers over the next few days. So it is imperative that we continue to remain vigilant. And if you see anything, you say something, you can contact us at 866-OUR-VOTE, because any in-person events or those kind of things, we want to ensure that every voter is able to have their vote, their voice counted, and that they can do so in a safe, secure, and accessible manner. And so again, our message to any voter who has any concern as to whether or not their absentee ballot has been received or lack thereof, to contact us at 866-OUR-VOTE, or you can contact your local election official or your board of election to cure that ballot immediately. For those who went out today, I want to take a moment, an opportunity to thank you, to thank the poll workers, the poll monitors, the legal observers, lawyers, organizers, canvassers, text bankers, phone bankers, election administrators, journalists, campaign staffers, and most importantly, you, the Georgia voter. Simply put, thank you, because without you, none of this would have been possible. Today showed us why elections are so important in the state, and especially why early voting, both vote by mail and in person, is so critical. And so moving forward, the Georgia NAACP, under my leadership, will continue to work with our Secretary of State and any other elected official who is committed to doing these things. And if they're not, then we're going to call them out on it. And we're also going to work with our General Assembly to ensure that early voting is not taken away, that vote by mail is not taken away, that we allow for felons who are not violent to be able to vote in this election prior to, even if they are indicted and convicted. If they don't complete certain crimes, we know that disproportionately impacts African Americans and people of color. And so we're going to work actively to ensure that every single Georgia voice is represented in this process called democracy. Lastly, groups that are on the ground that need support, that have legal, faith, civil rights, community issues, I ask that you contact us. We are working with amazing partners around the state to ensure that you have on-the-ground support throughout the next few days as it relates to this election and beyond. The election is quote-unquote over, but the process is not complete. And so we still have work to do. And so I want to remind you to remain patient, remain calm, do not make the job that is now upon us as election organizers, as well as poll workers and election administration. Do not make their job harder. If you have any issues, contact us at 866-OUR-VOTE, or you can reach out to the Georgia NAACP directly. Again, thank you so much. I also want to take a moment of personal privilege to thank our NAACP leadership across the state of Georgia. So many organizers were out in the field today and for the last several weeks, and under your leadership, we were able to turn out the vote in record numbers. Georgia's African-American community turned out in an overwhelming percentage of over 31% points. And so that is astounding, and we were able to truly make a difference in this election, regardless of the outcome or result. And so we're going to continue to ensure that the African-American community is held in such a regard that they are not or no longer ignored, but also are reflected in public policy. And I know everybody was asking, well, now that you have elected a new president and now that you may elect a new senator, what you all are going to do to hold these folks accountable. I want to assure you of one thing. We did not organize for this election to elect anyone. We organized to ensure that our agenda, our policy positions are on the table. And so now is our job to ensure that those things actually come into fruition. We will not rest. We will be relentless in pursuing those aims and those goals. And I know many of you hop on social media and tell us we should fight for this or fight for that. If you want to fight with us, I ask you to go to naacpga.org, become a member, and become a part of our legislative agenda, because we have work to do, and we can no longer afford to do it while we're sitting at the comfort of our homes. For those who are not able to join us, I ask that you spread the word, because we need boots on the ground. We are in a war for our lives, but only when we fight together, we win. Again, this is Reverend James Woodall, State President of the Georgia NAACP. I bid you good day, good evening, good night. And I'll encourage you to get some rest tonight, because we will not know the results of this election until in the morning, or even later than that. We will continue to fight, because when we fight together, we win. Thank you so much. God bless you. May God keep you.